Hello out there, everybody, all you RC fans. Welcome back to my basement workshop. I've been away for a while. I was out in Colorado for a few weeks and had some remodeling projects to do here around the house. Got all that fixed up and looking forward to summer. And speaking of summer, I'm wearing the AMA Funfly t-shirt from 2 years ago, 2022. And that event is coming up again in late June, 28 to 30 June over in Muncie, about 45 minutes from here. And I'm really looking forward to it. And I wanted to take a new airplane over there. So I went out and bought one, and boy, did I ever buy one. So today I'm going to talk about what I bought, why I bought what I bought, and we'll even take a look at a few assembly bits and pieces. Can't fly it today. It's about 40 degrees out there and the wind is howling. So I'll be looking forward to getting this new ship in the air, and I'm going to try to film the maiden for you too. So let's take a look at what I bought, and I really want to talk about why I bought the version I did. This is what I bought. This is the SWS Turbo Timber, the new version, the wood version. $849 bind and fly version. So why did I buy the bind and fly? Well, this will probably be different for everybody who is contemplating buying this airplane, depending on how enthusiastic you are about installing servos and ESCs and motors and radios, versus how good you feel about getting it out of the box and being able to quickly put it together with everything already assembled, almost. So to put this bind and fly version together, all you have to do is take a plug out of the back here. It's just got a screw that holds it in. Slide in the horizontal stabilizer, slide the rudder and vertical stabilizer in on top. And it's got two nice bolts that hold it down. That also helps secure the horizontal stabilizer. Install two linkages, put the landing gear on, and put the cowling on and the prop, and you're pretty much ready to go, except for, of course, setting up the radios. So I took a look at, and I'll show you this, took a look at what it would cost to buy the ARF version without the servos, the motor, the ESC, and the receiver, using E-flite specs for those parts. So the ARF version is $500. When you add up all of the parts that are supplied with the bind and fly version, that's going to run you $170 more than buying the bind and fly. Now, you got to realize that some of you may have an extra receiver. It takes just a 6-channel receiver for this. It comes with an 8, but it only takes a 6. So you may have a receiver or a motor or an ESC or some servos laying around that you might be able to use. Could have come out of another model, a wreck, or whatever. But anyway, that situation is going to be different for just about everybody that's watching this video. In my case, I had a receiver. I had an AR637TA that I could have used. That would have knocked off $80. That's what I paid for it. I bought it from a guy here locally that had bought an E-flite model, didn't need the AR637TA. He wanted something different in it. And so I bought it off of him for $80 cash. So that would have gotten me down to $90 difference. But in addition to all of that, you're going to have to install 6 servos. You're going to need to supply your own cabling, and the motor could be problematic. This motor has a very specific prop adapter. It's a very specific size, and it's going to need to fit this cowling. And that could be a problem, because motors come in all kinds of different sizes with all kinds of different prop adapters, different capacities. This Avian, let's see, which one is that? I've got it down here. Avian 5055-500 kV Outrunner brushless motor is a very specific size, has a very specific prop adapter on it, and it's going to fit that cowling. And I know it's going to fit it. So let's start putting this thing together. And I'm going to cut off here, put the tail feathers on, and the linkages, and show you what that looks like. Well, that was about a 1 hour break. And it wasn't so much getting the tail installation finished up, but when I consulted with the manual, I found out that it needed a 5.5 millimeter nut driver, and I didn't have one. So back over to Hobbytown, and where I actually meant to mention that the bind and fly version of this model shows as back ordered till June, the last time I checked the Horizon site. But my local hobby shop, which is Hobbytown, although they didn't have one in stock, they had it in stock online. So I ordered it and had it shipped to the store just in case I needed something else, but I didn't read the instruction manual, so I didn't buy the 5.5 millimeter required nut driver while I was there. So now I've got it all back together. I've got the nut driver set here, $25. Got it all back together, and here is the controls all hooked up on the back. The 5.5 millimeter nuts are nice and tight. Tail is on nice and secure. And here we go with, I think the next step is going to be putting on the landing gear, which, by the way, is, if you haven't seen this model, aluminum. I think, yep, aluminum. No springs. Ha! And seems to look like it's going to bolt up pretty well to the bottom. And I have got the wrenches for that. So let's put the wheels on here. They look like, actually, reaching over here, these look like Dubro wheels. And I'm pretty sure these are Dubro axles. So that shouldn't be a problem to find a replacement for. So I'm going to sign off here for a second. I'm going to put these 3 bolts in that hold this on, put the wheels on, and we'll come back with the wheels on. And other than putting on the prop, actually the propeller system, and mounting the cowl, that's about it. Wow. Well, back again, and the wheels are on. I've went ahead and put the prop mount on, and all I've got left to do is the cowling. Those are Dubro axles, by the way, because it takes a 1/2-inch wrench to tighten them up and a 7/16 to hold it, the outside on. So a couple of optional things. One is I supplied these landing gear fairings, if you want to call them that. I'm not sure I'm going to put those on or not. We'll see. They do look nice, but they're optional. So all that's left is to put on the cowling, put the battery strap in. Straps, it's got 2. I've got a 7000 6S to go in there. Then you can use the 5 too. And hook up the radio, put the wings on, hook up the radio to the battery and center the controls. Piece of cake. So basically the assembly is done. I'll go ahead and put the cowling on and the put on the battery cover and show you what it looks like without the wings. Oh, while I was at it, I went ahead and put the prop on. It's not tight, but it's there. You can see it. It's a wooden prop. I did buy a nylon one just in case I break it, which is, given my record in wooden props, that's probably going to happen. So what I had left over was this, and these are the parts for the optional floats, which I did not buy. And given the expense of this airplane and the fact I've never flown off of a pond before, I'm probably not going to put one on it right away. So just to sum up, uh, didn't talk about it, but the unboxing was entirely uneventful. It's extremely well packaged. Quite pleased with that. No damage in shipping, except for having to trim just shave a little bit of balsa off this horizontal stabilizer slot so that the rudder would slide in correctly. And I had to drill out the holes in these servos. They weren't big enough for those control rods, so I had to widen them out just slightly so those would go in. And I widened them all out while I was at it. No complaints. Everything just fit together like it's supposed to. Next step, I'm going to connect up all the servos, the wings, and I don't have the light servo off the cowling connected up yet. I'll do that. I'll take the prop back off, put a battery in it, center everything up, and I think it's ready to go fly. We'll think about those strut bearings later. Okay, here's a few last minute notes. I've put the battery straps in. These are from Amazon actually, not the ones that came with the airplane. Back here, I've cleaned up the wiring a little bit. Put some ties on there. And more importantly, I put the female servo leads on a board that I glued to one of the formers, and that will help a lot to simplify wiring up the wings. It's a lot better than trying to fish those 6 leads out of the fuselage and connect them up to the leads coming out of the wings. Trust me, there's plenty of room in here for all that too. And I rigged up the lights on a switch so I can turn the lights on and off very easily, and that is just a little module. Let's see, where can you find it in there? Well, it's in there somewhere. Well, there it is. No, that's not it. Okay, I can't see it, but there's a little module down there that I got off of Amazon. It's a remote control switch that you can hook up to any RC model to turn anything on and off with the flip of a two-way switch. So I think all of this is going to really be a big help. So I hope you enjoyed watching this. I fully realize that not everybody out there is going to want to spend the kind of money that a model like this cost. But if you want to invest some money in what is reportedly a very fun to fly airplane, I can recommend this one. Goes together well. All the reviews I've seen, 3 or 4 on YouTube, have all been very positive. So I'm looking forward to a good day here in the next week, month, whatever it takes to get out to one of my 2 flying fields here locally and show this guy off. And looking forward to going over to Muncie in late June and showing it off over there too. So you guys take care. Happy skies, and hope you have a great flying summer.